Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. Preparations are in full swing for the mega Ram Mandir Pran Pratishtha ceremony in Ayodhya on January 22. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be the chief guest of the event, which will also mark the inauguration of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. Artists who have played Lord Ram, Sita and Lakshman in the popular TV serial Ramayana have already reached the holy city. The Ram Lalla idol created by Mysore's renowned sculptor Arun Yogiraj will be installed in the temple. The current idol of Lord Ram, known as the Chal Murti or the Utsav Murti, which has been worshipped for the last 70 years, will also be kept in the sanctum sanctorium of the new temple. The ceremony, scheduled for January 22, will be held in Abhijeet Muhurat in the afternoon. Hotel prices in Ayodhya have skyrocketed to 1 lakh rupees per night. Elaborate security arrangements are in place. Uttar Pradesh police is using high-end technology to guard the temple town. Artificial intelligence is being used for monitoring and recognition. AI tech to be used to locate landmines, and AI-powered CCTVs are being installed to monitor the ceremony. The temple will be opened to the public a day after this ceremony. Temple authorities are expecting a footfall of over 1 lakh devotees a day. Today on Plain Speak, we break down each and every feature of the new Bhavya Ram Mandir that devotees will get their first glimpse of on January 22. So let's begin. First up, all details about the Garbhagriha, the sanctum sanctorium. This is of course where the ceremony will take place on the day. Now the sanctum sanctorium is 20 feet in length, 20 feet wide and 161 feet in height. It is octagonal in shape with marble on the walls, and there is a golden door at the main entrance as well. These doors have just recently been installed. Now the walls of the sanctum sanctorium have carvings that are recreating Lord Ram living in one or forest, as he did for many years. Samudra Manthan from Vishnu Puran is also displayed on the outer walls of the Garbhagriha. 9 planets are seen carved on the outer walls as well. Actually, when you visit the temple, you will also see Jai and Vijay Dwarpals, the gatekeepers of Lord Vishnu, that are going to be on the gates of the sanctum sanctorium as well. There will be a 4 feet Hanuman and a 4 feet Ganesh Murti at the entrance of the sanctum sanctorium as well. The new Ram Lalla idol, which is 51 inches in height, will be placed in this Garbhagriha, and on Ram Navami, sunlight will fall on Ram Lalla's forehead at noon precisely. This will be a special occasion that will be marked each year on Ram Navami.
ये जो पूरा जो एक तरह से म्यूरल ही है, ये जो मार्बल में पूरा वो किया गया है, स्कल्प्ट किया गया है, तो इसके पीछे भी कोई स्टोरी होगी? क्या डिपिक्ट करना था गर्भगृह की दीवारों पे?
देखिए, इसमें अभी बहुत सारा काम है
जी।
इसके ऊपर आप अभी देख नहीं सकेंगी, वो विष्णु जी का है और वो एक तरीके से समुद्र मंथन की कहानी है, जिसमें हर एक फिर 9 ग्रहों को दिखाया जा रहा है। फिर यहाँ पर 2 द्वारपाल होंगे जिनका नाम जय और विजय होता है। वो यहाँ पर लगेंगे। और फिर साइड में हनुमान जी और गणेश जी की मूर्ति होगी।
मैं देख रही हूँ ऊपर गणेश जी की मूर्ति ऑलरेडी लगाई गई है, जो बिल्कुल चौखट है गर्भगृह की, उसमें गणेश जी की मूर्ति लगाई है, क्योंकि गणेश जी की मूर्ति होना बहुत जरूरी है।
लेकिन साइड में लगभग 4 फीट के हनुमान जी लगेंगे और उसी प्रकार के गणेश जी लगेंगे। 1 सेकंड आपका और लूँगा।
हाँ जी।
ये जो स्थान है भगवान का, जिसको हम सभी विश्वास करते हैं कि यहाँ पर भगवान राम
जन्मे
प्रकट हुए। तो इस स्थान को 2 मूर्तियों के साथ रखा जाएगा, इसीलिए ये आप देखेंगे लेवल्स हैं।
जी जी जी।
नीचे वाले लेवल पे वहाँ जो वर्तमान में मंदिर है वो यहाँ पर आएगा
जी,
और उसके ऊपर
जो नई मूर्ति
है वो है, और वह मूर्ति 51 इंच की बनेगी
जी।
तो इस प्रकार से कैलकुलेटेड हाइट में लगभग 71 इंच की हाइट पे हो, जिससे कि वह इधर से दिखाई भी दे सके। और दूसरा एक महत्वपूर्ण चीज़ ये है कि राम नवमी के दिन भगवान के माथे पर सूर्य किरण पड़नी चाहिए
ऊपर से।
हाँ, तो वो सूर्य किरण कैसे आए, यह कार्य CBRI और एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल इंस्टीट्यूट पुणे ने किया।
तो वो सूर्य किरण ऊपर से आएगी या सामने से?
नहीं,
ऊपर से आएगी।
ऊपर शिखर से अपर्चर होगा, आएगी और आने के बाद वो रिफ्लेक्ट होगी
और उनके माथे पे रिफ्लेक्ट की जाएगी
और फिर वो आएगी।
चलिए, रामनवमी पे ये भी जब देखेंगे लोग, हर रामनवमी में ये भी देखा करेंगे।
एक तरीके से वो बड़ा ही महत्वपूर्ण क्षण होगा।
जी जी।
और हम लोगों को बड़ा ध्यान रखना है क्योंकि बहुत संख्या में लोग चाहेंगे कि उसी समय रहें।
हाँ, रामनवमी के दिन वो देखने आएंगे कि जिस समय
हटे नहीं।
तो किस समय होगी ये सूर्य किरण?
वो रामनवमी के दिन 12 बजे दिन
12 बजे दोपहर में उनके माथे पे सूर्य किरण पड़ेगी।
This is an octagonal shape has been taken because of the two things, because the octagonal shape is connected with the Vishnu and Rama is the Vishnu's avatar.
Right.
So shape has been taken and even Shikhara has been developed in the same shape. So look like it's completely different than normal other temples. So we have thought of that Rama lives a lot of time in one, you can say, nature. So the Ram Lalla, it has to be taken in that particular form, like the nature. So
Yes.
where whole the bale, the patti, fool, and everything is there surrounding him, and he's sitting in the center.
So that was all about the sanctum sanctorium. Of course, that is ready, and once that is ready, the Pran Pratishtha can take place. This is something that has been established by now. But what about the rest of the complex or the temple? Let me also get you a little bit of a detail of the main entrance. There is a main entrance from the east side that will lead the devotees on that day and on most days up to the temple, and there are going to be 32 stairs that lead to the main entrance from the east side. What's going to be welcoming you here? There is going to be the Gaj, the Singh, which is the elephant and the lion murtis on one side along with Lord Hanuman, which are placed on the right side of the entrance. On the left side are also the Gaj and Singh, which is the elephant and the lion, but on this side is Garudji, whose murti has been installed. All of these will be welcoming the guests as they enter the new Bhavya temple.
Here you will find it of interest that the platforms that you see, these are the welcome platforms.
Okay.
And there will be 3 figures here. The first will be Singh, which is lion. So that Singh Dwar, so on one platform on both the sides.
Right. So there are these 3 levels of these platforms.
Yeah.
So there will be the Singh, the lion on one.
Then there will be elephant.
Elephant.
So it is Gaj Dwar. So Singh Dwar, then Gaj Dwar, and then Hanumanji.
Okay. Okay.
The other side also the Singh Dwar, the Gaj Dwar, and then Garudji. So they will be welcoming in a way, are blessing the devotees.
Right.
So that is all about the main entrance, which has a special feature itself. But let me break down some details about the entire temple complex, because it is not just the temple, but there's a large complex spanning 71 acres, and the entire complex cost is actually 2,000 crore rupees as we speak. The temple out of this is costing about 700 crore rupees. There is a Parkota or Parikrama corridor that is going around the temple, which costs 900 crore rupees. Now, why is the entire complex so expensive? Because as I said, it's not just the temple or a Parkota, there's also many other facilities that are being built. So an auditorium is being built, a museum, a trust office, also a guest house are all going to be part of the complex. In fact, a pilgrimage facilitation center with a capacity of as high as 25,000 people is being built, where all the pilgrimage goers, all the devotees can rest. There will be certain facilities available for them so that they can do their darshan properly. In fact, the temple, the main Ram temple is not the only temple. There are 7 other shrines linked to Lord Ram that are part of this temple complex. They are linked to Maharshi Valmiki, Maharshi Vashisht, Nishad Raj, Maharshi Vishwamitra, there's Maharshi Agastya, Mata Shabri and Devi Ahilya. All of them associated with Lord Ram's life in one way or the other. And these 7 shrines have also been constructed inside the temple. These are symbols of social harmony, and the temple itself is not the only one. There are mandirs that are dedicated on all corners of the complex to Surya Dev, Devi Bhagwati, Ganesh Bhagwan and Bhagwan Shiv. Ma Annapurna's temple is also on the northern side. This is where the ancient Sita Rasoi was discovered, and this is where the bhog for the gods is going to be prepared even in present day. So that's on the northern side, but on the southern side is a mandir for Hanumanji. So there are many smaller shrines, smaller mandirs and obeisance being paid to several other figures associated with Lord Ram. Interestingly, the ancient and historic well known as the Sita Coop is also close to the temple, and that is also part of this complex has been restored. And a Kuber Tila, which is the ancient mandir for Lord Shiva, has been restored as part of this complex along with the installation of Jatayu. So this complex is going to be huge. It is not just the temple, and of course the temple will be constructed in phases. The ground floor is ready now, other 2 floors are getting ready, and the entire complex will take even longer to get ready.
यहाँ से 500 मीटर चलेंगे अंदर ही तो एक कुबेर टीला मिलेगा। कुबेर टीला बहुत ऊंचाई पर है, वहाँ पर शिव का मंदिर है। बाकी जब कुबेर टीला देखा गया तो हर प्रकार के पौधे थे, पेड़ थे, एक तरीके से जंगल ना भी कहूँ तब भी एक घना एक तरीके से बोटैनिकल वो ग्रोथ थी वहाँ पर। शिव मंदिर के पास ही वहाँ जटायु इंस्टॉल किए जा रहे हैं, और जटायु श्री जो हैं वहाँ से मंदिर की तरफ देखेंगे।
अच्छा।
हाँ, सो और वो ब्रॉन्ज के बनाए जा रहे हैं। फिर यहाँ पर निर्माण जो बाहर है उसमें 7 मंदिर बन रहे हैं
जी,
जो एक तरीके से सोशल हार्मनी का प्रतीक है
जी।
जो मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम ने अपने वनवास में संदेश दिया था कि हर वर्ग समाज का, हर व्यक्ति वह उनके लिए उनका है। तो उस संदेश को और इस भारतीय संस्कृति को एक तरीके से एडॉप्ट करने के लिए उन मंदिरों की यहाँ पर व्यवस्था होगी।
तो क्या-क्या मंदिर बनेंगे?
जिसमें महर्षि वाल्मीकि हैं, वशिष्ठ जी हैं, निषाद जी हैं, सबरी माँ हैं, अहिल्या जी हैं। तो इस प्रकार से 7 मंदिर का व्यवस्था की जाए।
Okay, so all of this complex, you're saying 3,200 crore rupees have been received. And
3,250 crores.
Yeah, and you will get much more now that foreign donations are allowed. But what would be the total cost? Because this is not just the temple, mind you, for the benefit of our viewers. There is of course a parikrama Parkota going all around, and it's even costlier than the temple so far, right?
बिल्कुल,
इसका
बिल्कुल।
कितना अभी कॉस्ट आया?
अगर अंदाजन इसका 700 करोड़ है,
हाँ।
तो परकोटा जो 795 फीट में होगा,
हाँ।
वह लगभग 900 करोड़ का है।
बट ये कॉम्प्लेक्स एक्चुअली बहुत बड़ा होने वाला है। ये 71 एकड़ में एक कॉम्प्लेक्स है। तो अगर लोगों ने काशी विश्वनाथ धाम में जो रिकंस्ट्रक्शन हुआ है, जो कॉरिडोर देखा है, आप इमेजिन कर सकते हैं कि ये उससे बहुत गुना बड़ा होगा। तो इसकी कॉस्ट में फिर बहुत
जी, ये इसमें एक तो देखिए भूमि की सीमा नहीं थी, काशी विश्वनाथ में भूमि की सीमा थी, और कुल मिलाकर के अभी जो अनुमान लगाया जा रहा है, सब निर्माण कार्य लगभग 2000 करोड़ में पूरा होने की संभावना है। लेकिन ये बहुत कुछ निर्भर करेगा क्या क्या जुड़ता है। ऑडिटोरियम की बात हो रही है जी, म्यूजियम की बात हो रही है जी, जी। ट्रस्ट ऑफिस होगा, गेस्ट हाउस होगा, और एक बहुत बड़ा स्ट्रक्चर जो आपने देखा नहीं देखा तो आप कृपा करके वहाँ 1 मिनट रुक करके देख लें। वो है पिलग्रिमेज फैसिलिटेशन सेंटर,
जी,
जहाँ पर कि लोगों को होल्डिंग करीब 5,000 लोगों की स्पेस होगी, जहाँ पे लोग अपना सामान जमा
रख
कर
सके, बैठ
सकेंगे
सके।
और उसके बाद दर्शन के लिए आएंगे। और कुछ वहाँ पर अन्य सुविधाएं भी होंगी श्रद्धालुओं के लिए। तो वह भी एक बहुत बड़ा कंस्ट्रक्शन चल रहा है
जी।
और वो 22 जनवरी तक पूरा हो जाए।
And that pagoda, you'll find 6 temples, and which is related to the Vishnu, the Panchayatan, Vishnu Panchayatan, you call it. 5 temples of that, and the 6th one is of Annapurnama. Because on the northern side, when we started this designing and all that stuff, on the northern side of the temple, there was a Sita Rasoi. Very old building was there. So it's called a Sita Rasoi. So we just also placed the temple, particularly for gods, which has been the Bhog. So that has been prepared there, and where even Annapurna Ma's temple is going to be there.
So lots being made as part of this temple complex and lots still to look forward to. Of course, the ground floor of the temple has been readied for the Jan 22 inauguration. The rest of the temple will take about the end of 2024 to complete, and then another year for most of the other facilities or the museum and others to come up in the entire complex. But that complex is actually going to be ever expanding. A lot of things are still being added to it. Talking of the temple itself, let's also break down exactly what it has inside. We've told you about the garbhagriha and the entrance, but what about the mandaps? Now, the original plan of this temple was much smaller in design. It had 3 mandaps at that time. They were expanded to 5 after the judgment and when the design was expanded upon. So let me tell you a little bit more about the mandaps themselves. As I said, there are 5 mandaps, and there are 5 mandaps which are based on the Nagar style, the Nagar Shaili architecture. All of it has been designed as per the Shilp Shastra specifications by the Sompura family, who are the architects of this temple. So there are 5 mandaps. The first 2 are Nritya and Rang mandap. These are the first 2 mandaps that you will cross when you enter. The last mandap is the Kudu mandap, that is just before the garbhagriha. We'll get you some visuals in just a bit. And then there are 2 other mandaps that have been added on the side, not in the straight line but parallel or perpendicular to that, which are the Pratna mandap. This is going to be the space for prayers. Along with people doing darshan, there will be separate space where people can sit and do their prayers. And there's a Kirtan mandap, which again will be a dedicated space of sorts when there are ceremonies going on or when there are long kirtans or bhajans and such occasions being marked in the temple. So overall, there will be no dearth of space as far as the new Ram temple is concerned.
Basically, there was like in the older design, what Dad has been created in 90s, that was only Garbhagriha, Guda Mandapa and Ranga Mandapa. So that was the only thing. And the Sindhwar, the Chowki was there at the time. We thought the footfall will be much more than any other thing. So it was been like taken like the footfall, the ground floor area should be increased. At the time, the first design also have 2 stories. Ground floor is going to be a Ram Lalla, and on the first floor is going to be a Ram Darbar, the whole Darbar. 2 mandaps on the sides and 1 more mandap on the front itself. So again, after the Rang mandap, there's going to be a Nritya mandap. The sides we have again increased the floor area like Kirtan mandap and Prarthana mandap.
इस प्रकार से 5 मंडपों के उसमें आप वॉक करते हुए चलेंगे। ये पहला मंडप है।
ये जब हम अब पहुंच रहे हैं, ये राम जन्मभूमि मंदिर का पहला मंडप है। ऑलमोस्ट तैयार हो चुका है
जी।
यहाँ पे जो पिलर्स की जो नक्काशी वगैरह है वो सब हो चुकी है, और ये भी जो इसकी गुम्बद भी है वो भी तैयार हो चुकी है। तो इसका भी कुछ
ये रंग मंडप है।
ये रंग मंडप है, सबसे पहला मंडप।
जी हाँ।
तो इसका कुछ सिग्निफिकेंस होता है? जी,
इसका एक तरीके से उल्लास। ऑल दीज नेम्स हैव कम फ्रॉम दी स्पेशल, हमारे आर्किटेक्ट्स थे, उन्होंने मंदिरों के निर्माण की एक शैली थी, नागर शैली, उन्होंने उससे एडॉप्ट करके इसका नाम दिया। जी, यू सी द पिलर्स,
यस,
एंड
these are some of the sculptures that are there. बहुत सारी मूर्तियाँ इसमें पिलर्स में बनाई गई हैं.
ये इसका एक हिस्सा है
जी.
अपर मोस्ट. ये आप इस तरीके से समझें कि ये इनको हम नृत्यांगना नहीं कहते हैं.
जी.
दे आर नॉट जस्ट डांसर्स बट दे आर पावर, शक्ति. तो उसका है, ये वो हैं जो भगवान के अराइवल पर खुशियाँ मना रही हैं.
जी जी. तो इसीलिए ये रंग मंडप है.
हाँ, ये ऐसा ही, लेकिन ये जो पैटर्न है ये पूरे पिलर्स पे अडॉप्टेड है.
So at that time, if someone wants to do just prarthana in the temple, so there's a special mandap for them. Just
For
go
that,
there
yes.
and do the prarthana. And other people who are for going for the darshan, they doesn't disturb. You know, sometimes you go to a temple and people are sitting on the floor and just doing prarthana, which disturbs your movement.
The roof will be on the second floor,
Second.
top floor. That's where the dome will be there.
So that will be a full high ceiling area of the temple.
And from there, the next is the support, the shikhar comes. Now you are actually last but one. After this, you will go to the sanctum sanctorium.
Right. So what is this? This is also the third mandap.
Yeah, this is Guru Mandap.
This is
you
Guru
have
Mandap.
really entered Guru Mandap.
Okay. And this looks really majestic.
Yeah, and this will go up to another 2 stories, first and second floor. To ensure that the safety of the devotees,
You've
is
covered it.
so that the work will go on
Right.
while the devotees will make a queue and go.
Clearly a lot of attention
Yes.
is being paid to the inlay work and the marble work that is on the floor of the temple as well.
This is the exactly, you will have the feel how the entire flooring will come, in which there will be this kind of a art design in the center. There will be border on the sides.
There are 3 layers in the column. On the top layer, it is going to be Apsaras Devanganas, which is being predicted on the top layer, which shows with the every mandap, the concept is different. If it is a Kirtan mandap, so then the Devanganas were doing, the playing music instruments, all that stuff. Even in a Prarthana mandap, they are just praying moments and all that stuff. In the Nritya mandap, they are doing dancing and all that. Those figures been depicted. In a Ranga mandap, Ranga which has been played in the normal life. So that normal day routine doing Devanganas were there. And on the good mandap, which is also there. So those kind of Devanganas, which has been, inviting the people, which is doing the prarthana. All that kind of Devanganas and Apsaras were predicted on the topper level. And the middle level, which are the larger one. So on that particularly, we concepted, it's like basically giving the whole Sanatan Dharma's God. All gods should be predicted. So Shiva is there, the Ganesha is there. The many form you will see of Ganesha, many form of Hanumanji. In the main Garud Mandap, which is just near, where you can see the columns have 10 Dashavatars on the column. So that kind of a thing, if people will go there, our concept is basically people will go there, they understood the whole Sanatan Dharma, which is what gods and goddesses are. Basically, so those kind of a thing. And on the bottom layer, we have goddesses. So all the goddesses you'll see on the bottom layer of that column.
Well, you can certainly look forward to great amount of intricacies and skill that has gone into the making of the mandaps, as the architect and the chairman of the construction panel have explained. There are 5 different mandaps with 5 different moods, but a lot of iconography on the walls that has been very painstakingly carved out. Now, you must have heard both me and others mention the Parkota. So what is this Parkota, or the circular wall that is going to be going around the Ram temple? Let me tell you a little bit more about this. First of all, this is actually turning out to be costlier than the construction of the temple. This facilitates the pradakshina or the parikrama that devotees used to do of the Ram temple, and they will be doing yet again of the new Ram temple. It is 14 feet wide and 732 meters long. It's going to go all across the temple. and specially carved out bronze murals have been placed on the walls or will be placed on the walls, because this is still under construction, depicting the ethical values of Lord Ram. They're going to be all over one side of the wall of the Parkota, which is the close side, and the other side you can look into the temple as well. There will be stories of sages that will be highlighted on the walls, and as many as 100 such 3D depictions from Valmiki Ramayana and other stories of Lord Ram's life will be depicted on the walls of the Parkota.
The devotees would come from this Parkota.
Right.
Parkota, for better understanding, is a place which is given to the devotee for parikrama.
Right.
So this construction will go around the temple
Like a corridor.
and it is about 795 meters going to be. This is not a simple corridor. There is a thought process to it. There is outer wall, and the inner side it is open towards the temple. So anybody doing parikrama, of course,
Can
will be
see
seeing the
the
temple.
temple, yes.
The outer wall provides, in a way, the safety, the security for the temple, because no one then can enter. Now, on the wall which is being created, each wall is in the form of a panel. The panel will have a bronze mural. That mural is roughly about 6 feet by 4 feet. And what is going to be the story there? I am covering it right in the beginning so that one can understand the significance of Parkota. It will display the ethical values of Ram and how that became relevant to those who pursued it, those who adopted it, those who became the part and parcel of the thought process of Maryada Purushottam. Yeah.
Okay.
So the murals will be all over and they are 100 in number. That work is being done separately. Now, I mean, you know, to the lay person, of course, it may just look a bronze mural, but what goes into it is, you have first the picture, then you give to the artist, then he has his own vision, his own view of how this picture should be now made in an art form. Once it is made in the art form, it gets approved by some topmost artists which we have engaged. Then it goes to the process of clay work, then fiber, then finally bronze. And then it comes here and gets installed.
Absolutely.
So on the wall, it is again, it's a blank wall doesn't mean anything. So again, the committee, the experts have come up with the idea like, why don't you just predict a Sanatan Dharma, complete Sanatan Dharma on that particular walls with brass murals. So people will also know while, doing the parikrama also, they will feel that the Sanatan, what is Sanatan? So all that stuff is going to be placed on
The
that.
message of Sanatan
Message
Dharma.
of Sanatan Dharma will be predicted on the brass murals on the walls.
So we've told you about the Garbhagriha, the Mandaps, the entrance, and also the Parkota. Finally, we want to tell you a little bit more about that one thing that no one has seen so far, which is the new Ram Lalla idol. Let's break down some of the details that we know. So this new Ram Lalla idol is in shyam varna. Basically, it's going to be dark complexioned. This is going to be a 5-year-old depiction of Lord Ram as a kid and has been seated on a lotus. Now, the new Ram Lalla idol is 51 inches tall. It weighs about 1.5 tons. This new idol is made by Mysuru sculptor Arun Yogiraj, and it looks like it will be unveiled only by January 22. This idol is unique because it has been made according to the description of Lord Ram or Ram Lalla in Valmiki Ramayana. So the hands are as long as till the knees, The face is going to be very innocent. All of those factors have gone into the making of the new Ram Lalla idol. The Chal Murti or the Utsav Murti that is being worshipped for the last 70 years since 1949 will also be placed near this new idol in the sanctum sanctorum.
At the moment, there is a temporary place where the god is located. So he really comes here. From there, the Chal Murti, Utsav Murti, which is there at the moment, that Murti will come on that day, on 22nd. And then the Achal, which is being carved,
the new Murti.
new Murti, that will be installed here. So after 22nd, the devotees naturally must have darshan. So 23rd
You don't want
is the
them
day.
to wait till the entire construction
No, 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 no. At the moment they are going there, they will definitely see.
Want to come.
Yeah, want to like to come when it is being the Pran Pratishtha or consecration has taken place.
दो चीजें कि एक तो 3 मूर्तियां बनेगी फिर उसमें से एक का सिलेक्शन होगा और दूसरा कि वहां से तो मूर्ति आ ही रही है जो विराजमान है लेकिन नई रामलला भी विराजमान होंगे.
अच्छा, आप ये सभी को आपके माध्यम से जानकारी मिल जाएगी. 3 मूर्तियां तो इसलिए थीं क्योंकि जो आर्ट वर्क बना कि भगवान कैसे दिखेंगे, जो उनको विवरण दिया गया कि किस प्रकार किस उम्र की उनकी मूर्ति होनी चाहिए, किस प्रकार की किस ऊंचाई की लंबाई की होनी चाहिए, समचरण होना चाहिए मतलब एक ही लेवल पे हो, फिर अजान बाहु होना चाहिए मतलब उनके हाथ जो हैं वो लंबे हैं टिल गोइंग टू द नी. So all those descriptions which are there in the Ramayana of Maharshi Valmiki and later Tulsidas ji, all that was picked up to describe. But then we could not have depended on one sculptor.
Right.